Rangers have had many great managers over their lengthy history, but none of them can even hold a candle to the great Bill Struth in terms of honours won. Bill Struth managed Rangers over a period of 34 years and won an astonishing total of 30 major honours for the club, a feat that will never be matched. This is a story of Bill Struth, Rangers' greatest ever manager. Bill Struth was born in Leith, Scotland, on the 16th of June 1875. He grew up in Edinburgh, but never got into playing football, instead competing as a professional runner until he was 30. He would then spend time as a trainer with local club Hearts, before working at Clyde and Shawfield. In 1914, he moved to Rangers, where he would serve as an assistant to William Wilton. Wilton would lead Rangers to 8 league titles and a Scottish Cup, but in 1920, tragedy struck. William Wilton died in a boating accident at the age of 54, which sent shockwaves across Scottish football. Bill Struth would take to the Rangers' managerial hot seat as a result. Struth instilled a strong sense of discipline into his players, demanding that they report to training in a suit and tie. He lived in a flat that overlooked Ibrox and would observe the way in which players walked to the ground. If they walked into a stadium in a way he felt was lackadaisical, he would demand they walk down the street to the stadium again. He focused on the importance of fitness too, even hiring a running coach for the side, something commonly done at clubs now, but this was not common back then. His ahead-of-his-time methods worked brilliantly. In his first season, Rangers won the Scottish League title and would win 7 out of a possible 10 in the 1920s. Struth would lose his first home Old Firm derby game, but afterwards he never lost another peacetime Old Firm game at Ibrox. Struth won his first Scottish Cup in 1928, the club's first for 25 years, and he continued to hoover up the honours throughout the 1930s. During the outbreak of the Second World War, Rangers continued to sweep up wartime leagues and cups, and after Scottish football resumed, they carried on, bringing in silverware. Struth added a new trophy to his cabinet when he won the recently founded Scottish League Cup in 1947, and he won it for the second time in 1949, which would be the first part of a treble made up of the League Cup, Scottish League and Scottish Cup, making him the first Scottish manager to achieve this honour. Struth was appointed as a director at Rangers in 1947 and continued in the role as manager alongside this. By now though, Struth's age was catching up with him. In 1952, aged 77, he had to have part of his leg amputated as a result of gangrene. In 1954, after a grand total of 40 years working for Rangers, Bill Struth retired. In his time as manager, he won a grand total of 18 Scottish League titles, 10 Scottish Cups and 2 Scottish League Cups. A truly remarkable tally that no Rangers manager will ever be able to eclipse. Two years after retiring, Bill Struth died on the 21st of September 1956 at the age of 81. In the first Old Firm derby after his passing, a minute's silence was held, with both Rangers and Celtic fans joining in together to remember Bill Struth. Bill Struth was buried in Creighton Cemetery, which overlooks Ibrox Stadium, meaning that Struth can forever overlook the famous ground, just as he did from his apartment in his life. Today, a stand at Ibrox is known as the Bill Struth stand, in recognition of the many honours he brought to the club. The amount of trophies Bill Struth put in the Ibrox trophy cabinet is remarkable. He was given the job in tragic circumstances, but managed in a period of over 30 years to produce sustained success, never being far from another major trophy, and Rangers owe him an eternal debt of gratitude for what he turned them into. Bill Struth was Rangers through and through, and his love for the club is summarised by his quote, To be a Ranger is to sense a sacred trust of upholding all that such a name means in this shrine of football. They must be true in their conception of what the Ibrox tradition seeks from them. No true Ranger has ever failed in the tradition set him.